Hey, we are back a little bit late, but we are in. Of course, we are the show of the HNL Tonight show with the hockey coach, your coach, FRENCHY, directly for the beautiful country of Thailand on the Monday here. It's Sunday night, you guys. And we have the co-host join me tonight because we're going to talk about the Montreal Canadiens. Mr. Connor Tap is in the house tonight.
Good evening, Coach, or good morning to you. Good evening to the rest of our Hockey Nation fans.
Great. Thanks so much, Mr. Nartap. A lot of game already set up right now. The Jet lead 6-2 against Chicago. The Kraken 3-1 against Anaheim Ducks. The Vancouver Canucks looking they're going to win the Stanley Cup. Are winning right now 1-0 against the San Jose Sharks. A lot of team happening there. We have a few people. Don't forget, guys, to click on the like. Nicolas de Gobi Bono is in the house. Welcome aboard.
Welcome, Nicolas.
Our friend RJ Calabro just gave us all the update around the league from New Jersey.
Welcome.
Mr. L. Ensign, great friends of the Hockey Nation show, and he gave us many times, Mr. Natap, all the comments about the video. So glad to having him aboard tonight for the Hockey Nation show. And our friend from Taiwan is in the house, Jeffrey Corey. Welcome aboard. Thanks to be with the hockey tonight. And then
Jeffrey,
we have
welcome.
sometimes the deal, but sometimes we have no deal. But we have the real deal. Mr. Nartap is back in the house with the Buffalo Sabres fans is with us tonight. We have to go all the way to Calgary, Mr. Nartap, to find our friend Randy Walkman is in the house tonight.
Hey, Randy, welcome.
Félicitations, Nicolas. Tu as passé avec les joueurs Roy puis le reste de l'équipe. J'espère que c'était bien amusé. Randy is impressed by the way the Maple Leafs are winning without the different players. And glad to see the Toronto doing well right now. They don't know how you're doing this. Félicitations, Nicolas. And then Randy, Jeffrey, Randy, and RJ, Randy, Marie, Late, and Artap, Randy, RJ. Tony is in the house. Welcome aboard.
Hey, Tony.
So we use a new software. It's called, we call this like a beta. They're still working on it. And for me, it's a little bit, because my time is different. So I was different time this morning. So the second time it's on top, I was right. So I don't know what's happening because now the upcoming is on. So I don't know what it was the. We'll see. We're going to make some other tests. But the good news, Mr. Natap. I can typing, make some comments at the same time.
Oh, that's great. That's what you need.
So, if someone I don't like, I can tell them. And then sometimes I said, you know what, we can that. Now we have a like from Facebook. Someone is just like us. That's okay. And then we have 7 people like us. So I have all the results at the same time. I'm talking to you, Mr. Tap. We have 33 comments so far since the beginning of the show. The only thing I don't know yet, 17 people joined us, Mr. Top. Have all the stats, what's going on, everything like that. So be careful. I can see from where you at home with my new A-cam. Just kidding, Mr. Natap. But that's what we got tonight, Mr. Natap. We have a couple of conversations we're going to do, Montreal Canadiens, and we'll be interesting how we're going to turn around everything, Mr. Natap. But honestly, we're going to do around the CH. Tonight, we're going to talk about Montreal Canadiens. I don't know if you followed the show this morning, the Habs branch, your Sunday rendezvous. We want to thank Nick Larivière to join us as a special guest for the report card of the Montreal Canadiens. A lot of controversy, a lot of debate about fun players. It was great to see that, and that's the beauty of what we do. Marco Larabé did another great job, and then you gave us some fun ranking for the player of Montreal. You would like to maybe make some kind of clarification about fun players. But we're going to talk about this for sure, Mr. Natal, in the next couple of minutes.
Great.
No, Randy, you're looking great here. You can chat more. That's good. Run with Kings 20, first moderator in the house. The Barcos were now winning 14-13. And then here we go. Marco, there, Marco Larabé, just talk about him, is in the house, following by Mr. TH. Yep.
TH, welcome.
Welcome aboard, Mr. TH. Thanks to be with us. So tonight, Mr. Nartap, you are, how I can say that, between the hot seat, everything like that. So you're going to be a little bit on the hot seat tonight. Again, about fun question.
Apparently I'm on the hot seat for
about like a 14 question for you, Mr. Nartap. So that's what we got tonight for the Montreal Canadiens. A couple of questions around the league, fun team and everything. And then, so we're going to go through flight this at the end. And we have a Frenchy quiz at the end, Mr. Nartap. So that's what's happening here at the Hockey Nation show tonight for the HNL Tonight show. Any questions before you start, Mr. Natap, or any comments? Or maybe tell us a bit more like what pay attention during the weekend. We have a lot of games yesterday and during the day and then afternoon and the night. We know Montreal does not play this weekend. And then today, a couple of freaking games already set up. And Minnesota won today 4-3 against Arizona Coyotes. Now the Kraken will lead only by 1 goal, 3-2. It's fun game, a lot of goal, and it's fun other thing game, not many goal.
Yeah, again, we're starting to see some. It's remarkable this year, Coach. The number of times we've seen come from behind victories, and this weekend really wasn't much of an exception. Like we saw the Ranger game; it looked like they had the game totally in control, up 3-0, going into the third, and Edmonton answers with 4. unanswered goals, really. That was pretty phenomenal in my eyes. And really, it was spread out. It wasn't just McDavid, but and Draisaitl doing all the scoring. I thought they got some key contributions. Bouchard finally scored his first 2 goals. So that was a welcomed addition for them. And we saw it also in Florida. I think they played in Florida, and they were up 3-0 and 4-1 going into the third period, and then all of a sudden, 3 quick goals. Well, not quick, but within a span of about 8 to 10 minutes, 3 goals from St. Louis, and then Kyrou gets the winner in overtime. So those kind of things are kind of mind-boggling a little bit. We saw Vancouver. I totally unexpected. I really didn't think they'd go into Vegas and steal a victory, and so convincingly as well, by a score of 5-1.
They beat Colorado, by the way, the game before that.
I know, yeah. So, we have them buried and everything out of a playoff spot, and I still think they don't have enough on there. But who knows, if they turn a corner and they start playing a little bit more as a team, then they might make it interesting at the very least. And then the Colorado-Dallas game. I thought that would be a little bit more competitive, but Colorado really, I think, dominated that game because Dallas has been playing extremely well lately. But kudos to Colorado. They had a game plan and they stuck to it. It helps when Georgiev made, I think, north of 40 saves in that game. But I think Wedgwood played a very good game himself. Like he faced, I think, about 35 shots at least. So it was a good game, but in the end, I think the talent of and the depth of Colorado really came through there.
Yeah,
so those are the ones that really stood out for me.
Yeah, the very good couple of games, like you said, for me was a couple come back again. That's been like this since the beginning of the season anyway, but great performance Vancouver. So we're going to talk about them a little bit later in the show. Already some conversation about your grades about different players, and then you want to make some kind of clarification about this. Alan Barnes, Mr. Attack, is in the house, by the way.
Welcome, Alan. Man.
So the first one, Mike, in our top is about Mike Hoffman. Mike Hoffman plays 16 games, 5 goals, 3 assists, 8 points, plus 3. Coach go with C, Marco with C minus, and you one with B plus.
I blame this one mostly on you, Coach, because we had this conversation. I think it was on the warm-up show or HNL tonight at some point, and you threw those analytics at me, and you made me really think about it. And you said, well, he's playing on the first line. He's going to be on the first line for a reason. If you look at all the detailed analytics, he's in the top 3 or 4 of Montreal. And I sort of thought about it and said, well, first of all, when you look at his production, and we were really been dumping on him, and I, to be honest, I've been one of the first to say he's got to go. He doesn't fit here because realistically, he doesn't fit in Montreal's system.
He's only 1 goal, Mr. Natap, or his productivity normal in the game and the NHL right now.
And that's my point. If you look at his analytics, he's still, if you project it for the rest of the year, he's still on pace for about 42, 43 points. And we consider that a bad year. Like, like it hasn't been horrible. Yes, his defensive play is horrific. I just don't think Montreal is the right team.
He's number 2 on the plus and minus for the Montreal Canadiens.
Absolutely, at 3. Yeah, and that I put all those things together. And again, as much as I want to get him traded and go to the right team, which we will see quite a boost in his production after that, I still think that we have to take the whole picture into consideration here. And lately, he's been relatively hot, and he's been he's been up there. He's the analytics are very good, so that's why I threw a B plus there.
So at the end of the day, you have 2 things. First, you blame me for the problem, the Hoffman, and then secondly, You said you
No,
tried
no.
to
I
sell the Elfman for the
actually,
rest of the NHL team. Hopefully, one of the GM, I listened to you, and you tried to sell Elfman around the league on that one
no.
there. So we like it.
I explained it that your analytics got me thinking about that because
No, that's a
I was the
good.
first one to.
That's a good point about this. It's just
Yeah,
the B plus is a bit high, but look, it's
yeah, yeah.
everybody is different about
Probably a
this.
B
It's not
minus.
not negative
A B
about this.
minus would have
Positively,
been. Yeah, a
yeah,
B minus would have been more healthy for
yeah.
my selection.
You just add another line over the another one. That's what the problem. If you stay only one
uh,
line, you think it'll be fine.
yeah,
Paul
absolutely.
Duffrey, Toffee is in the house. Welcome aboard, Paul. Thanks to be with the Hockey National Show. And then our friend Dan Asham is in the house.
Good evening, Dan.
Don't forget to click on the likes. And thanks to be with the Hockey National Show. Before we move on to the next players, Kovacevic, Paul asked a question. Why no suspension on the head shot on Sokowski, Mr. Natat? If you have an answer.
I don't. I'll be honest. I did not see the hit, so I can't really comment on it. Maybe you have a better picture of that, Coach.
Yeah. So the reason they don't get that, first of all, you have no penalty on this hit from Dickinson on the Sikorsky. Secondly, is Sikorsky put him on his own bad position. The drop is head down or his upper body lower, and that's the reason he get that one. He get hit on that one. Thirdly, you have no motion of the direction of the head from the players with the extension arm or something like that. So you have three reasons right there why they have no suspension, and three reasons why they have no penalty at the end of the day. That's something Sikorsky need to learn to put himself on the better position and not get hit that late. That's the second time he got hit this way. Remember the first time before he got suspended, he got hit by Marco Rossi from the Minnesota Wild around the board. When he tried to, with no precaution, right? The second thing, the last one, is because, again, he dropped lower down his head, his body, not cool. That's another one he need to learn about that. So that's really part of the reason about this. Yeah, no judgment, and you can see the reaction of Montreal Canadiens guys. They just pushed the player. They did not want to fight. It was just like they tried to cover Safkowski, but yeah, nothing, no danger. You can see Pesada try to get over there. And then you have to realize that no call for the penalty from the referee. That's the most important things about what happening about that. So to suspend the players, not on that one on my eyes. And for Martin St. Louis after the game, he said, look, I have to review the play. But for what we heard, nothing bad about the situation. But he was glad to see Slavkovsky on the bench, but we still now on the concussion protocol during the game. Looked like it was fine, but sometimes concussions show up a little bit later. And they have a dinner for rookies in Chicago after the game. I don't know, Marco or Nick said he was there or he was not there. I didn't remember.
I think he said he was there. He said,
okay, so if he was there, that's a good thing about this. So I just want sharing that, Mr. Nata. Anything you want to add? Mr. Zev Lakab is in the house, by the way.
Welcome, Zev. No, that sounds like a very good explanation, Coach. Thank you.
Yeah, Jet winning 7-2 from Dan. The replay was rare to see the headshot. About this, and then here we go. And then the Canada lost 4-1 today on the Sagar. Tony Soccer is a head down. Is I would be in Scott Saban head to the head. Everything like that. Coach Soccer need to learn positioning. Is still spaghetti legs. Remind me a lot of Kokanemi when he show up in NHL. The Jet on the wild card from Jeff. Then Rabinov. Coach, can you please comment on the rumor that Senate one and Brazil willing to exchange Nemec or Luke Hughes? Does it sound realistic? No. No. And Rabinov.
They won't give him that.
Not at all. Now, if they can want to Josh Anderson, possibly, right? But they're not going to give Nemec or Luke Hughes in return. Not at all. You talk about two first-round pick. Nemec, honestly, the second-round pick, and then Hughes could be fourth 5 for Luke Hughes. So this is somehow someone write this, and it's funny. Some unrealistic trait like that make go around the league every time that. So around the Twitter every time that. So it's really. It's funny some that. So I can see we learn from that from Randy, Mr. Natap. Sound like anyone could spare Nemec. I would pay a lot to make that happen with Cosmo Anderson. You're absolutely right about this, Marco. Les deux are the best team in the league. Randy, talk about the Devils. The second player we want to talk about before we talk about one subject is, of course, Sakoski. Kovacevic played 19 games, 0 goal, 2 assists, 2 points. +5. I go with C+. Marco go with B-, and you went with D. About that.
Okay, explanation. Here we go. Number one, coach. First of all, it's a misprint.
It's what?
If you look at it's a misprint. If you look at my original list, I gave him a D+, not a D.
Okay,
and
a
I'll
D+.
explain why. I'll explain why. One thing I found out afterwards, during the show, I guess, prior or post after making the decisions that were made and the grades that were given, was that you did not allow for either an E or an F. So that changed the range with which I was putting players in. And I would say it changed it by about one level. So really, that D+ should really have been a C+, given the fact that we couldn't give much lower marks than the D. And the second reason is if you look at
don't look at my analytic number. He is the best players.
He's 2 points in how many games has he played with Montreal now? I think he's played 19 games. Yeah. 2 points in 19 games is not earth-shattering. And what I did is I looked at all the defensemen before I gave the grade. And I think you have to do it in relation to how you rank the other ones. And I had given Matheson a B-, Edmondson a C-, Gooley a B, Arbor a B-, Harris a B-, Savard a B+, and I had given Weidman a D. And I think given that, he ranks for me at about a C+ level, which is what that would have translated to. Has he been solid? Has he filled in the gap? Yes, he has, especially on the right side, because we have that need. But it hasn't been like when Byron was picked up off of waivers and he came over and he was on fire, and he hasn't transformed that defense. And now that we're starting to get some of the veterans in there, I wouldn't put Kovacevic ahead of the 3 other rookie defensemen, and that was part of the grading. So because I couldn't do that, and because I couldn't bump those other guys up to a higher grade, I had to resort to a C+.
From all the rookies defensemen, for me, is the only one have the less bad game. Or his 19 game, he played maybe 2 bad game since the beginning of the season. Compared like Iris struggled more, Albert struggled more, Coley struggled more. Like they have more bad game under if they play 21 or 19 or whatever it is. And San Jose tied the game 1-1, by the way. So that's the reason. Then secondly, he make Harris better. I thought he was Harris make Kovacevic better. It's Kovacevic make Harris better. You can see Kovacevic now play with Arbor. Help Arbor to have better number. Thirdly is analytic as the defenseman. He's one of the most best number about analytic for him. All together, I figure out as a third pairing. That's the reason I put him on that level of this. Compare, you cannot compare him again like Coley. But as a third pairing, he really fit very well for the Montreal Canadiens. Unfortunately, he have to go sometime play on the second pairing. It's not the right share for him. But when he play on the third pairing, I think he did a little bit. For me, was play better and qualify with other number I gave exactly like you said. For me, that's the reason he got a C.
Yeah, that's where we're at, right? It's like I said, because I didn't really know that the fact that you couldn't go beyond a certain level, namely a
Yeah.
D, so it changed my scaling a little bit. So I would put him at about a C, C plus.
Awesome. Let's conclude, guys, your point of view
The
about
key
this
thing,
one over there.
coach.
Um,
The key thing is it was very fun this morning, and it was great that we got to input a lot of our thoughts in there, and it's always great to have good debate. Like it would be extremely boring if we agreed exactly on every single player the way it's done. With some other people, but I think as long as everything is always done in good taste, and there's validation for what you say, and that's what makes the channel here so great, is the fact that we respect each other's opinions, and it needs to remain within that framework, because we need more of that in life.
yeah, absolutely about this. App fans ask you this question. Which of the next Montreal Canadian player will leave at Laval or get traded for another team?
We'll get slightly different questions there. Traded, I think you're going to get into that a little bit later, Coach, if I'm not mistaken. Going to Laval, uh, I really don't see anybody going down to Laval. If you look at the goaltending, it's what it is. You look at defense. I think we've established that there's going to be a rotary kind of system going on. Maybe Weidman, because he represents, I think, our eighth defenseman at this point. Forwards, I can't see anybody else as well. Like, unless there's somebody I'm missing in my mind right now, but I don't see anybody going down to Laval.
Yeah, I don't think
Trade,
so too. I think you're
yeah.
absolutely right.
Trade wise, we can definitely expect some trades. I'm not saying necessarily right away, but definitely by trade deadline time.
So talking about the trade, Zev Lecav, I mentioned this one over there, and then we can open up this one with this one. I said one of the Madison, Adamson, Savard will need to leave at the trade deadline if they get really good return.
One more time, Coach. I missed that.
Okay, Zev Lecav said one of the players, Madison and Manson Savard, will need to leave at the trade deadline.
Yes, I would concur with that. I think one might. I doubt it'll be two, because you're talking about some of your veteran defensemen there in Edmondson and Savard. But you know what? I think Hugo has. They both have to be very diligent. Like, they can't dismiss anything at this point. They know who their untouchables on this team are, and as a result, they have to entertain whatever offers anybody sort of throws their way. If it's not worth it, they're under no pressure whatsoever to make a trade. They don't have to. If, however, the trade is very worthwhile and it works into their plan, maybe even accelerates their plan, then they'd be remiss not to consider that possibility and go forward with it.
Yeah, Alexandre Meyer is in the house. Welcome aboard. And Rabinov said, I should the app shop Primo.
It's the wrong comment. Sorry. I'm trying to follow the comment that comes there.
Laval is so that should the ad shop Caden Primo?
I don't think so. I think he's still. I mean, I know he hasn't met our expectations yet, but sometimes goalies develop a little bit at a later stage. I think last year he showed, especially towards the end and in the playoffs, that he does have the tool set to be a good goalie. Maybe not an. I would doubt maybe he can't be a number one, but he can definitely be a solid backup. So I don't think they should just give up just yet on him. it'll depend on how they draft as well. I agree with you, Coach, that they're going to probably seek a high pick to try to get a good goalie prospect this year and see how that fits into their plans. But I
Yeah,
wouldn't trade him.
I don't see him to go nowhere. First of all, he's XM waiver, so he's not see nowhere. I don't think so. They will shop him at this moment. Secondly, he have no value on nowhere to get Primo. Thirdly, his salary is a full salary cap. He's a full AAV NHL contract, so he makes less than $1 million, but he's guaranteed money from NHL team, whatever is a Laval. So not many teams will get that kind of contract for the salary cap, Mr. Nata.
You're right.
Coach, would Whiteman have declared if he went down? Yes, Randy, about him. And then Kev, welcome aboard. So who want a Primo anyway? So that's right, Randy, about Whiteman. He had to be clear before he get there. 7-2 Winnipeg. Primo will never be good enough to be a number one goalie in a shot. You're absolutely right about this. Friends, Coach, is man gone for sure. That's a great question. I'm going to go that one in the next second. Savard Madison are not going anywhere. Mr. KLS is in the house. So welcome aboard, KLS from Leaf Red will be a game tomorrow. Yeah, we're going to do the game live 4-2 Seattle. Why not Detroit? I need the young defenseman Marco. 1-1 San Jose, great in attack. Okay, the long mature. How is Mesek playing Laval? I've not heard much about this. He's right now 2 or 3 goals, Marco. Too many players over there again. He playing the third line, 4 line over there. Score only, like I said, 2 goals so far since the beginning. Right now. Then Zevs don't mention that. Back to Edmondson, Savard, Madison. I'll be curious about this. Yeah, enough defensemen, Mr. Nartap, to play in NHL. So that would be my first concern, not trade anybody of them yet. Secondly, the performance of the rookie and the next 2 months will give an indication what Montreal is going to do with Edmondson. So what I'm talking about, say they perform very well, they can finishing in March, April, or February, March, April with those rookies all the way over there. So that would be right. I don't see Savard going nowhere. He's a right defenseman. They already have nobody in the pipeline. Madison, they trade for him. He's only 28 years old. And unfortunately for Edmondson, is maybe the best trade bait for the Montreal. He's always be good on the playoff as a second pairing. He's still only at $3.5 million. So a team want to get some debt at the playoff. That's possibility to get Joan Edmondson now. Can he deserve a first-round pick? I will be not sure about this. Obviously, Montreal will have to give another one to go with Joan Edmondson. The problem, guys, at this trade deadline, you can see a lot of GM learn to not give anything in return because you get burned. Bill Zito is a big one with that. Toronto was there a couple of years ago. Washington did the same thing. Pittsburgh gave away by that. And the prospect is the pipeline is dead after that. So I think you're going to see less trade at the trade deadline and less payoff in return compared to years before. So example, not a first round pick, though. He said, look, I'm going to give you a second round pick and a third round pick or 2 second round pick back-to-back year. That would be more I'm looking for. So you're going to see team not going to pay like they was in the past because the situation happening last season, something got burned. For me, Edmondson is really the best of the 3 players for get something better in return, first of all. Secondly, Savard is almost like 1 more year of his contract. After that, he is over. And then Edmondson, same situation. But Savard, 2 more years, I apologize. But you get more relationship with Savard as a leadership whatsoever. Edmondson bring a lot on the, play the music, play around. They like him a lot, everything. But I think you cannot keep both. By the way, and then Ducks tied the game, guys, 4-4. 2 goals in less of 1 minute and 20 seconds. 2 goals on the power play. Another
comeback.
So they come back again, the Kraken. So anyhow, so I just want sharing this with Edmondson. Great question for Zeph Lecav about this, by the way.
You know what, Coach? You're absolutely right. I think the guy that'll give you the best return will probably be Edmondson. They have the exact same contract as Savard. both at $3.5 million. So it's not like you have Edmundson really, at a cheap price. A team will look at his size, they'll look at his pedigree, what he's done in the past, and they know that if they're trying to make a run at it this year and next year, they have him under contract for the next 2 years as well. No, I think with Edmundson, it's this year and next year only. But they still have a year control under their belt. So he would make a great addition. And, I also heard, I think it was Marco made the mention about him going to the Leafs. I think that would suit the Leafs really well. Finally they'd be putting some size on that blue line. But I would expect a Robertson in return.
I don't want Robinson.
Well, you're not going to get knives, so.
No, my point to you is like you don't helping a lot of the team.
Yeah.
You already have many Robinson. You have Philippe Mazar, Shane Farrell, Joshua Roy, really Kidney. Like they have too many players like him in the team. So if you want to looking for Edmundson, you better to get something different at Nate Robinson. So one thing like Montreal can get that one for the Toronto Maple Leafs if they want to go. Toronto Maple Leafs make always a couple of trade. They got burned. Like remember the year when they got Nick Foligno, everything like that. Now you can see what they did last year. They got Lipushkin. Now he got Timons. So Jordan Edmundson could be a good asset for him if Toronto are willing to give them a second round pick and possibly another round pick with Montreal Canadiens. But they're not going to give them the first round pick for that one over there. That would completely shaker them if Mazen is not coming back. Because I think Edmundson second pairing behind Raleigh and in front of Giordano, that give them now they can say, you know what, we don't need him, we have Sandin. But I think a Sandin are going to struggle in the playoff or Lindgren are not physical enough when the game step up over there. So, and then Edmundson, Mr. Top at 3.5 and the Mazen out after that. And then Edmundson is going to be out the following year. That's pretty much what you get. On the defensemen around the league, the only one can join Toronto, and I'm not sure it will be, but it's John Kleinberg as the right defenseman.
Yeah. I could see that too. I'm just not a huge fan of Klingsberg, but maybe on a different team. It's the fact that he's with Anaheim doesn't look very good. But again, the price, is it any better for Toronto to go with Klingberg? I think
no. I just said one of the defensemen could be on the market. You have Kaprizov Rob for the Columbus Blue Jacket. If I was Toronto, I was looking for this kid. Become at the end of the year. So that's another defenseman. I think he could be a good asset for them. They're looking more the physicality of the players, right? More big, giant defensemen. And that's the one a little bit younger. Edmundson could be a good asset for them. And then Columbus looking for picks for sure. Nate Robinson with Columbus could be a good asset for them.
Yeah, I still think it's crazy time around trade deadline time, Coach. And you're right, maybe people aren't willing to release any of their first round picks for this year, but doesn't mean you won't get a first round pick for next year, right? That's always a possibility. And I still think if you got a first for Sherratt, Edmundson is in that same ballpark.
But again, Bill Zito would never give a first round pick after that. So, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like because 2023 is really good year, draft at 24 is not a bad one. I think the team would be a little bit more concerned the first round. They would maybe more add a different pick at the end of the day.
Or two, yeah.
William Snyder is in the house. And I thought, what do you think I could get for Hoffman?
What do you think you could get for Hoffman? It depends on the team that shows the interest. If it's just a team that needs somebody to help out, round off their power play, this guy can score. There's no doubt about it. And I think if he's on the right type of team, where he doesn't have to necessarily overthink the game and focus on his defensive deficiencies, he can be a positive, and we've seen that. We've seen him when he was in Florida. We've seen it when he's been with a couple of other teams. Like he'll get the points, and he'll round off your power play. Like you look at a team whose power play isn't clicking right now, and I'm thinking of Carolina. For whatever reason, because they have enough stars there. Maybe it's the absence of Teravainen there that really hurts them. But they could use somebody on there. There's a couple of other teams as well. So, yeah, he'll help. What can Montreal get for him? I don't think you're going to get a first, obviously, for him. You're looking at maybe a second if you're lucky.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm thinking right now. I try to figure out something else right now. I'm just drop this right now. Sean Monahan. Everybody talk Sean Monahan about Colorado, right? You know, a team would like to get Sean Monahan.
The Edmonton Oilers,
Carolina Hurricane.
No. Carolina, yeah. I agree.
All right. And what they have right now, they are all their pick number first round 23, 24, 25. They have second round pick 24. They have two of them. One is the Flyers, one is Hurricane. So the Flyers could be something the Montreal could looking about the second round pick over there for Monahan. And then another Flyers, they have a lot of good player prospect, Carolina Hurricane. You know what I mean? Better Iran is the ski, by the way. So a play like that could be interesting. Secondly, they're losing the both goaltender next year, Mr. Nartap.
Carolina?
Yeah, they are all both UFA. Now, I know Coach Chekhov is going to be the goaltender over there. I know Jake Allen could not be a good asset over there, but, I tried to fix what Jake Allen can go at some point, but that would be interesting if the Canadiens could interesting to Sean Monahan. That was my purpose about that one over there. Or the New York Rangers could looking for Josh Anderson and Jake Allen. I think the New York Rangers have the reason why they're at Mr. Natap. Do you know why? The reason why they are there?
Assets.
I'm sorry?
They have the assets. They have the assets that they can give up for sure.
Yeah, but the problem why they are where they at the Rangers, right, is in sixth start of the Alak, he's 0W. If you want to make the playoff to get a good run, you need your second backup goaltender. If he cannot give you W, it will be in trouble. So they don't want to pay a lot, but they got a goaltender where he did not do well last season with the Vancouver Canucks, and now he does absolutely nothing with them, and that's hurt them. Because 3 more W, Mr. Natap, of the 6 game he played, the Rangers on the playoff right now by 3 point in front lead on the third place. That's how it is so much close for the Rangers. So I don't say Jake Allen have to be traded. I just mentioned if you want to make something bigger, I think you have to give back a little bit bigger to get a first round pick, everything like that. So would be interesting. Muzzin gone for the year, coach.
Their backup goaltending has not been very good there, and you need somebody that's going to be solid, and that's exactly what Allen is. And again, I know we talked about Montreal signed him because he's a good veteran and he's good with the the chain with the team and the young kids, and I don't disagree with that. But I think in the back of their mind also it's a 2-year contract, so it makes it easier to deal them off if the opportunity presents itself. It's very doable contract for a team, and it would solidify should their starter get an injury come playoff time.
Yeah, Marco go with Lindgren, second round pick for Emerson and Monahan. I think that's too much. Marco, in Toronto, we said this right away. Yes, sir. Already. Problem with Marco with Monahan, they don't have no spot for him. Now you have to play as a winger over there. That would be the only place they can put him. Otherwise, Marco, Toronto would be laughed because they got 2 solid players and they gave only nothing. They gave a third pairing defenseman and they get a second round pick who would become number possibly 65 and the ranking overall, Marco. I would not do that if I was a Montreal Canadian about that one over there. Melissa is in the house. William Snyder is in the house. Thanks so much about this. Kimber is 7 million. Yeah, no, thank you. The problem, Randy, is this part for Klimber, guys. He's only a UF3 at the end of the year, and the Anaheim Ducks, they purposely signed him to get retaining the money at the trade deadline and gave away. So the best he can give is $3.5 million. So the team have to pay 3.5. You're going to have a third team pairing with that trade, and they would pay 25% of the 3.5. That's a 1.7. So Glenberg would be only $1.7 million on that one over there. Total like a defenseman like Mason, Randy, but you don't have those kind of defensemen around the league, Randy. They could have signed him 2 years ago. It did not work for them for sure. Alexis Monin and Colorado second center. Yep. Too bad Toronto did not bother to look at their backwards. They could have signed Jacky, but I'm very happy to have him. Crypto. Islanders coach Randy Walkman. Islanders for what, Randy? Yeah, Monahan for KK, no thanks. If you listen to GPL, Bergevin want to match, but I doubt that. Anderson Edmonton for Xavier Gizeville, a second or the third round pick. Anderson to Edmonton is Xavier Bourgault. A second or a third round pick. It's a good proposal, Crypto. I'm not sure if Edmonton would do that, but the problem with that, Mr. Nartap, is Anderson. Like when Kenny's coming back, they don't need Anderson.
Yeah, you're probably right overall. Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with that.
Because now you put him on the third line, 5.5 million, 5 years.
Yeah.
It's not a good one there. Alec or Randy, yep. Don't forget, guys, click on the like. If a team made an offer for Montembeault, how expensive do you think it would go? Pick-wise, do you think Hughes would go for it? Montembeault right now, I'll be honest with you, Internet don't give him more of 4-round pick, maybe third, worst case.
Yeah, best case, yeah.
Come on, people, click on the likes. I just hit the like, sorry for that, not a problem. For my coach, another for my net for the Islanders. Not a bad deal about this. Randy, it's funny. Everybody talk about they need sniper, everything like that, and they are the top 10, if I can recall it, Mr. Natap, about the
they are in
on
offense.
The gold 4.
Yeah, they are.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think before we did the game Friday, the warm-up show, we did not do together because he was
no, but we talked about it on Thursday, I think, when they had a game that night.
Yeah.
And we said it was remarkable that they, for a team that we're saying could not score goals, and that's their Achilles heel, they ranked in the top 10 in offense this year.
Yeah, I cannot find them right now. That's stupid. They are number 5 in NHL.
Oh, they moved up. Okay.
77 goals.
They had a good weekend, yeah.
Yep. So if Colorado gave up a first round pick, what player should they try to get? A center for sure.
Yeah, well, that's their biggest need is a second line center to fill in Kadri's numbers that they're missing. Unfortunately, it hasn't worked out well with whomever they've tried there. So yeah,
no, they have the pick 23, 24, 25 Colorado
for 2023.
Yeah, Randy, you gave a Tarasenko, but they're looking more as a center. They don't have enough center. That would be the problem, Randy, for Tarasenko. I would not think so. It would be the good one about this. So anyway, Mr. Nartap, let's move on. We have already 1 hour, and we're supposed to give you some questions for you to put on the hot seat. Add the most impressive player for the Montreal Canadiens this season.
Just before I answer that, Coach, just thinking last second here, I wouldn't mind seeing Jonathan Toews as their second line center. He offers so much to that team. Yeah.
Yeah, they are one over there. They talk about possibility for both of that with Vancouver.
Yeah. There's a couple of players they can play around with. I'm not sure about their assets. Habs, the most impressive most impressed player so far. I mean, I like what I've seen from Monahan. I've liked what I've seen from Doc. Of course, I think I wouldn't say I'm impressed because I was kind of expecting both Suzuki and Caulfield to have a good year, especially with the uh, type of ice time that they're getting and on power play and different situations. Gooley's been impressive to me. Yeah, those probably stand out the most. I would say
Yep.
Doc at this point is this real steal.
Yep, so right. I will go with me with Nick Suzuki. I'm impressed because the way he carry on the team as the best offensive players, 24 point, 21 game, he plus 12 goal. I would not expect to be equal with Caulfield at the first quarter with 12 goal. For me, was not what
True.
is really recognized as a center, right? It's not perfect, but secondly, nobody talk about his contract where he he have a lot of pressure on his shoulder. He's a captain now. Then he have a big contract, the most highest salary after Carey Price. Honestly, still on the roster, and it does not affect his play at all. Like whatever he play, I think better. Like he never did for the Montreal Canadiens. He the top 20 best most the point in NHL. So for me, with 12 goal with a shooting percentage is excellent. They have other players you can mention. The name you just mentioned. Then Impress could be also with better expectation, right? We can go with different players like Arbor is one of them with expectation, and then we can go with Harris, the rookies, blah blah blah. But I think Suzuki is really for me the most impressed player for the Montreal Canadiens.
Yeah, even the way he comports himself as a captain, as a leader in the community, all very impressive.
Yep. Gogol, welcome aboard. We gave them a D, Gogol, and maybe C minus at some point from one of
Ooh.
them. What move do you think the Canucks should do at the deadline trade wise? We're going to give you that answer, internet user, in the next couple of minutes because we're going to have some questions for in our tap. So thanks to questions. Stay tuned. Don't go nowhere, guys. We have a lot of conversation to talk about. Don't forget to click on the likes. On the flip side, the most disappointed player for the Montreal Canadiens.
Oh my. Let me think. Well, disappointing. I thought we were going to get a little bit more out of Drouin this year, and we haven't. He's at 4 assists, and that's it. Um, uh, Dadanov, I thought was going to, at least up until trade deadline time, was going to fit nicely, probably on that second line. But he's another one that's got 2 points so far in the 17 games he's played, and you guys did a great job this morning of analyzing that as well. Um, yeah, that's about it. I think those are the two ones that stand out the most because Armia, it's been the same problem year in and year out. Has all the tools, just doesn't exert them when at will all the time. Anderson, we know the situation there. Um, yeah, I think those two really stand out to me.
All right. Sound good. I think that enough is one of them. I will be honest with you, was a little bit more about this. I would include the zero, what you talk about, but Pesada, Amia, Jake Evans, they are all
Yeah,
zero
yeah,
goals in the beginning of the season, and that's not what you expect from them. They expect more. Amia play only 10 games, but still does not play very well. And
no,
I almost said, I would say to you, and one of the players I said yesterday in the debate or this morning was Josh Anderson. I was a little bit more disappointed overall for what he gave to Montreal Canadiens. I know he had 5 goals. I know he did, but his inconsistency, his engagement is not always there. So for me, it will be another one. But honestly, I have to go with that and have at the end of the day. Which Ab is not returning next season, Mr. Nata? Pesada, Jake Evan, or Joel Amia?
probably all three. I, I don't know. I think Evans has the best chance of returning of the three. I Petzetta, I think, has sort of reached the line. I think last year we were really needy of players and somebody that could sort of light a fire, and he was there and he filled that role very well. This year, um, he's not playing very much at all, and you got guys like Arbor that's filled in, and others as well. So I don't see that, and yeah, I Armia, I don't see either. It's just going to be tough to get rid of that contract.
Yeah, absolutely right about this. I agree with you. You know, um, I don't. I feel like Pesada is not going nowhere anymore. Like, and Jacorin will be another one to pay attention because I would say to you at 1.7, it's a lot of money as a center with zero goal. I understand what you bring on the table, everything on that, but I would say to you, I think for me, you have to pay attention to the what's coming at the center, right? The Jan Mezak, the Owen Beck. I not said they will make the team. I just said they have to at some point to figure out and what you're going to do with Monahan, Devorak, and Bedard. 3 center right now, and they maybe stay there, Gorbidak as a center later. But yeah, so that would be interesting.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting. I don't know if I mean they might still be patient with Doc at center at some point and give him the opportunities. But right now he's filling. He's much more productive as a winger. His game does not have to be thought out as well, and that's benefited his game. His tools are more at his disposal this way.
Yeah, absolutely about this. I agree with you for them. The next question is about what will be the Habs record in December. They play 15 games, 4 at home, 11 away. 11 of the 15 games are played against a playoff team, or they are in the race behind 1 point behind, like Florida Panthers example, right? So they are not like the bottom 6. They have only 4 of the game they play again. Arizona, they play Anaheim, Vancouver, where the Vancouver now is not like the team you can take like at the bottom 6 anymore, and they have a possibility. San Jose, one of them, of course. So, what do you expect for the Montreal with 15 game?
Well, the tough part there, coach, is the 11 games away from home, right? And we know that being on the road, it's going to be harder for Martin St. Louis to match up his lines. And so the production we've been seeing out of that first line may be slightly adjusted a little bit more to the norm. And we won't see as many points coming out of there. So that worries me. I think they'll be competitive in probably, if not all those games, I'd say at least 12, 13 of them. I don't anticipate anybody really blowing them out. But if by some miracle they should do well in those 15 games, you're going to see a lot of movement at trade deadline time. I know you probably don't agree with me on this, but
I'm always agree with you.
But both Hughes and Gorton, I think, have a plan, and they know that come that time they have to pick up some draft picks. They want to pick up some more firsts if they can, or some prospects, anything that will fit into the model that they want to see this team move towards. And if they're winning games and they're not going to get a good draft pick out of this, it's not going to serve them well. You're going to see some moves that will, what's the old saying, the organic tank. It'll happen because of strictly by who you take off the team that was producing. And you'll see that happening. But I don't anticipate that. I think it'll happen normally. I think they're doing the right things. They're trying to create a winning environment and the right culture in this team. And so that's the way to go. And the other things I think will take care of themselves down the road.
So William go with 7-6-2, Mr. Notap. So I will give you a couple of
that would not be bad.
Sox just beat them guys, and they take the lead 2-1, Mr. Notap.
Wow. There you go.
Power play goal, by the way. One game above 500 is my guess for William. So what are your expectations for that?
Well, if they went 7-6-2, that would be fantastic. I don't think it'll be that good. I expect maybe around 5 wins and possibly 8 losses, and 2 in overtime as well.
5, 8, and 2. That give them about 12
I haven't
points.
looked at the teams that they're playing in any sort of details. So I'm just sort of because you said there's a lot of the teams are going to be playoff teams. That's why
Yeah.
I'm
So
going
I give you an
like that.
example, right? Calgary, Vancouver, Seattle, Edmonton.
Yeah, it's hard.
Then after that,
It's
you have
hard to get
Colorado,
points there. Yeah,
right? And then you have Dallas,
right.
Tampa Bay, Florida Panthers, the Kings, San Jose, Anaheim.
Yeah, it's tough. It's a tough schedule. I think if they can get 5 wins, that would be about right.
Yeah, I think so too. I think there'll be a 12 point on possibly the 30. There will be a good deal about that one over there. That's conclude maybe 6-9 or 5-8-2, something like that. 14 would be awesome, but I don't expect more at 15 for them. So that will be something. And the Vancouver Canucks tied the game, Mr. Natap, 2-2 about this. Mikhaev score. So that's what we got about that, Mr. Natap. So
Good
that's good
stuff.
to hear that. Now are we shifting? Yeah, we're shifting, Mr. Natap. There are 5 teams out of the playoff. Minnesota, Calgary, Washington, Florida, New York Rangers. Before the game, we talked today. Which won't be at the end of the season and the playoff, Mr. Natap. So those teams, Mr. Natap, there was
Those
5
5.
teams last season. It makes
Yeah,
sense?
that we're in. Yeah, that we're in last year. You're
Yeah.
saying.
And now they are end up, like the Ranger on the playoff right now, and this is the only team in the wild, and maybe not. I think they are not in the wild card. I think it's Pittsburgh, whatsoever it is. So, which team was in the playoff last season? You believe won't be in the playoff next season?
Okay, I'm going to start off with I think it's the obvious, and that would be Washington. I don't think they've been playing a little bit, given the injuries that they have. They've been playing a little bit above their heads, and yet they're still not in a playoff spot, as we can see. So I will continue to say Washington won't finish in the top in the playoff spot. Um, the Rangers, I think, will find a way. I think they will address some of their needs, and the biggest rumor that's coming out there is that they're going to try to make as much as possible. They're going to try to make that Patrick Kane to the Rangers deal happen. And if they do that, and they were to pick up somebody like Jake Allen as their backup, I think that really solidifies their spot for sure. Given that they also have one of the best goalies, Minnesota. I don't know. I just I just don't see how they're going to squeeze out a playoff spot because there's just too many
This is
teams
another
right
team,
now.
Mr. Natap. I think they should look about Sean Monahan or another center
Yeah,
like Bo Orvat or something. They have no money for Bo Orvat, but I think they will have to add another center. I know Erickson AK, but they don't have after that. They have Goodrow and Hartman, and they are not top center number 1 or barely number 2. So I think,
yeah. But you see, like in that central coach, you have Dallas, you have Colorado, you have Winnipeg, who won again tonight. You have St. Louis that's been playing a little bit better as of late. You never know what's going to happen with Nashville. They might go the opposite way and go down, or they might all of a sudden jump into this thing as well. So I just don't know where they're going to squeeze out a playoff spot. I'll be totally honest with you, because even in the Pacific, even if they could get 5 teams out of the Central, which I don't think will happen, you got Vegas, you got Calgary, you got Edmonton, you got LA, and Seattle right now. And so it's going to be hard. The other ones I think will all make it. Oh, well, maybe not Florida. Like, there's another one that could be very tough.
Surprisingly, is Detroit Red Wings. The Detroit Red Wings, one thing
Yeah,
we don't
yeah.
talk enough in this show a lot. Like, we barely talk about it, or nobody talk a lot about Detroit Red Wings. Like,
You're
it's
right. You're right.
you talk about one thing we talk about is the Seattle Kraken, right?
Yeah.
And that's what it's because the Detroit is quiet behind this, but they're hanging there as the number three Mr. Attack in the Atlantic Division, not number at the wild card number three.
That's
And
right.
I think
That's right.
they did a lot of depth players. They add inside of that team. We don't talk too much. I'm talking about Ben Chariot, Oli Mata as a
Hmm.
defenseman.
Hmm.
Ronek is doing well right now. And then there may be some player flourish as like Michael Rasmussen over there as a center. They know Cop right now is looking better. They have David Perron. And then you have Vrana is not still play right there. Bertuzzi just coming back. And then you have a Dylan Larkin. This is a Larkin, guys, is really interesting. He's on the end of his contract. We're interested what the Detroit is going to do with him. And then Lucas Raymond, Maurice Zeder finally got his first goal of the season. There's a team I think
Yeah.
we don't give enough credit.
No, you're right, and they finally have a goalie, so Huso can take them very far. And so I would say those three teams are all probably going to finish out of a playoff spot because I really don't see if Detroit were to stay at third, I really don't see Florida overtaking Tampa to even get the fourth spot. And
Yep.
so I
But
think
again,
you're
if you
looking
do
at
that, you have to put Tampa Bay out.
not necessarily. I mean, it could be a wild card if they're fourth. It could be a wild card for them.
Yeah, but
So
now you
that's
put
why
Detroit out.
no, no, no. I'm just saying if you have Boston, Toronto, and Detroit, and in the other division, let's say, I mean that's the wild thing, right? Because you got
But my point, you
right now
cannot
you
put
have
both Florida in the playoff.
no, no, and
Okay.
that's why I think Tampa
Yeah.
will finish ahead of
Okay.
Florida.
Yeah, yeah. That's
Yeah.
okay. That's okay. I
So
thought you put like
I think
Florida.
just to summarize, I think Minnesota, Washington, and Florida are probably going to finish on the outside looking in.
I think you have to be careful about Calgary.
You think they'll finish out of a playoff spot?
I think there will be a bottom line.
Yeah, they'll be borderline. Yeah,
They have
like
too many
I
things
mean,
going on done well over there. The chemistry, the relationship, the communication, the performance. All three together, I just mentioned to you, are the problems I see over there. And I don't want to point specific players. If they can not add productivity better at Huberdeau with that team and with Mangiapane and better performance of the goaltender over there, they're not going to win. Like they have no reason they lose the game yesterday 3-2
yeah,
against the Carolina, I
you're right.
believe, on the shot of the Vladar let go in. And Maxwell that bit
Yeah,
better. So that's the play game is under expectation, and that's what I feel they are bad. And then Vancouver, Mr. Nata, before this game is played right now, are 5 points behind them, and Vancouver just score, and now they take the lead 3-2.
there you go on a back to back.
So really
Well, we'll see if
interesting
they can
about
hang
this.
on
Great
to it.
question about that. And by the way, we want to welcome Robbie McNavid. We have a Save G back in the house. I saw him a little bit earlier. And Uber RD is in the house. Thanks everybody to be a part of the show tonight. And Mr. is starting to add up. Do you think they make the playoff? King, I think he's just talking about this. KLF. In our tap, I don't think so. What you thinking at this moment?
I think it was an interesting move that they made to pick up Reeves, coach. I think it is obviously it's not for offense, right? I mean, he's it's not that he's a bad player. He does fit in. It's not he's not just a goon. But what he does is what I had said last year that the Laurier did for that team. It gave him a little. It gave their star players a little bit more ice time or ice skating space, so that they could do their magic, and it also gives them a bit of an identity. Like I'm thinking of Minnesota, and I'm not getting a picture of who are they, what are they, all right. And with Reeves there, it helps, but it's not. It's not. it's not enough.
Yeah, absolutely right. The only thing I would say, not as an excuse, but we have to be honest. They play with many. They play with many injuries in the beginning of the season. They never have a full
True.
roster. Like Growley out, Ottman out, Zuheim out, and I can go all the way
Fleury
like
was
that.
out.
And of
Yeah,
course, at the
yeah,
beginning, the
yeah,
goaltender situation was not very good. Gustafsson have a couple of good game recently, but I just want to sharing this with you about
yeah.
that.
Good point.
For that. And then I want to mention a player we don't talk about the Detroit Red Wing is Ray Quiet. He's the top best goaltender in NHL. And the reason why St. Louis struggle is
Uso.
really Uso missing a top. If you watch him
Yeah, yeah.
play this weekend again, Arizona, when they tied the game, whatever, 2-2, and Detroit won on the overtime, one shootout, it was unbelievable against them. And he did been that way since the season. He have only one bad game. He gave 7 goals. I cannot remember the name of the team, but otherwise, he have a lot of good number since the beginning of the season.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's the number one thing. Every team that we say is in a playoff spot that I can think of, they all have a good goalie, and that's where it starts.
Yeah, absolutely right about that one. By the way, tomorrow we do the game between the Pittsburgh, Toronto, Detroit, 7 o'clock tomorrow night. Tomorrow we're going to do the game. Now, which team do you still not believe on them? The Islanders, the Dallas, the Winnipeg, the Detroit, or the Seattle Kraken? Or maybe
Uh
you believe all of them. Kraken just scored a goal,
yeah,
guys,
I'll be
and all
honest
that.
with you. I like them all. The only one that I will probably say will see some regression from will be Seattle. Uh, and that's about it. Like I like the Islanders. I like Winnipeg. I think that they're for real. I think this year, because there's that secondary scoring going on with Dallas, and they have very good goaltending, that they're going to be there. And Detroit, I think will hang around and get in there. If not as the third place team, definitely a wild card team.
Yeah. My only concern would be the Winnipeg Jets for me, for
Oh
them.
no,
Um,
no, I don't think so, Coach.
uh, yes. I will tell you one more thing, reason why behind that. Who is the
Why?
goaltender backup over there?
Yeah, that you have a point. I don't disagree with that. But I mean, Hellebuck has been
Can
he's a
again,
workhorse.
if you put again Alabak 60 game and more, what happening? They're going to go to the playoff. He's going to have a goaltender tire, and it will be again over. They will have to
Yeah,
find a way
maybe.
to not get him over 60 game anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
For me, it's a one problem they have over there. And then can Josh Morrison continue what he's doing? I think he play over his head right now. He play as a defenseman number one, what they thought he's going to be. And then the only good thing for them, Kyle Connors, he just stopped to wake up. But the fact they're
He
missing
started to wake
Nicolas
up.
Heller and
Yes,
the
yes.
bottom 6 is not all great. I'm still thinking right now, and the division central is so hard. I believe they're going to be a team at some point could be turned around. And that's they're going to make the playoff, but I'm not convinced they will be at the playoff right now.
I think Nicholas Sealer will add a lot to this team. It will really spread out the scoring for them. I think Perfetti it'll put him in the right chair as well, and we're going to see more production out of him the second half. It's a good team. I know their defense is a little bit suspect, but they're getting good years out of Pionk and Morrissey, and it hasn't been that bad. It hasn't been that bad. I thought it would be a lot worse.
The San Jose Sharks just tied the game.
There you go.
5:15 to go. Wow. They completely dominate the last couple of minutes anyway. All right, and not over yet, Mr. Natap, but do you think Washington, Vancouver, Ottawa would be in the playoff?
No, no, no.
No, no, no. All right, so
No,
Washington not
no,
going
no,
to
no.
do this. Vancouver, I don't expect
No,
them to coming back, and Ottawa are too
no.
far deep in the zone. And
Yeah. Ottawa has some other issues that they need to address right now.
okay,
It's
sound
much
good.
more than playoffs. Yeah.
Talking about the team that not in the playoff, we have a special race this season, Mr. Natap. It could be The race for Bedard. So we have Arizona, Columbus, Philadelphia, Chicago, Anaheim. Who do you think
Montreal?
is going to get Bedard or maybe Fantilli?
Oh my goodness. I mean, it's speculative. Like, just because a team finishes last doesn't mean that they're going to get Bedard. Number one, through the lottery, and number two, we don't know if they'll necessarily go with Bedard. They could very well go with Fantilli, or even if it's a team that knows that they need about 3 or 4 years before they can get to a certain level, they might surprise us all and go with Michkov. So
But which team you
that's a
believe going
distinct
to
vote.
finish last?
Probably. I'm gonna say Chicago, maybe Chicago. I think
I will go with Anaheim.
Anaheim would be a close second. Yeah,
Yep. Sorry, a
but
fire
Chicago.
alarm.
I'm
But
just
we'll have to leave
I'm
it.
just thinking that they're going to be getting rid of they're going to be getting rid of some players as well. So that's going to make their situation a little bit worse.
Robbie expect Winnipeg drop and expect the Kraken will have a hard time stay in from
Yeah.
good point. KLS Bedard for the Anaheim Ducks for KLS. Thanks so much. William, think about this Anaheim for William about this. No, as the Ox, Chicago Bear believe is going to be the Ox. Jose Eduardo, welcome back. By the way, I forgot to mention you earlier. Welcome, Jose, another moderator of the Hockey National Show. The Yacht played too well to finish last, KLS. And so to get everything like that, Mr. Natap, not done yet. Here we go.
Uh-oh.
The next question is about Mr. Natap, is which team should tank now? So we talk about the one for Bedard, but which team you believe they should tank right now? Ottawa, Vancouver, San Jose Sharks, the Washington, the Columbus Blue Jackets, and I put Ottawa again, and the Buffalo.
maybe you're trying to send a message there, Coach.
Yeah, I tried to go there. I will remove that one over there, but yeah.
Yeah. Definitely not Buffalo. I think they're on the right track to developing, so that would not be a good thing for them to do. Probably, I mean, we talked about Vancouver because they still have some good pieces, and if they could pick up a generational type of player like Bedard, that could go a long way to helping him out for next year. I don't know about Ottawa. They should possibly try to go for a top pick, but I think they'll turn it around. Like they show this every year after the second half, they turn it on for whatever reason, whatever clicks. They seem to turn it on, and they usually have one of the better records in the second half of the year. So I don't see Ottawa there. I'll stick to my Vancouver prediction.
Yeah, I can understand you. I think for me, they are too close for the top to be in the playoff, and they really believe they could be that way. And the magic of the Boudreau's coming back right now, so I don't think so. They will tank. My team, I will do this for them. Is going to be the Columbus Blue Jacket, and I will say that to you because they have Zellinger, Chinakov, Johnson over there. They are still Wierenski is a young defenseman over there. Borgvis is a young defenseman over there. And then they need possibly another. They have a lot more. We talk about Jirecek example, and the defenseman over there is coming at some point with them. So I think Columbus, if I was them, I would give up that season, and then I would go down, and they're going to be a really solid with Goodrow. I would trade 2 players over there. Well, I think Voracek is UFA next season. It's not one more year. And then I would try to trade Patrick Laney, obviously, for them. I think you have so many problems and the intern about the team effort, working hard. Like Roslovic is another one. They have to be careful about that. So if I was there, I would go with Columbus Blue Jacket. And I think that would be the best thing. Washington, unfortunately, they cannot do it because they have too many players with so many years in NHL. So I don't see Washington ready.
Pride.
Until Ovechkin is there, I don't see they're going to rebuild. So when we talk about tank, Mr. Top, it's clean up the house. I'm not talking about one or two players. It's clean up the house. It's not only one or two. So on that list, the other list is San Jose, but we know each other. We talk about this all the time. The salary cap is the biggest problem over there. And Buffalo are too good right now to go tank this upcoming year. So the only thing I see on that list for me is the Columbus Blue Jacket.
Yeah, I could see that, and I definitely could see Vancouver as well.
Great comments for Marco. Bonjour could be something good in return. You know, another team, Bonjour guys with the Columbus, with Colorado, Bonjour with Carolina. This is great. This is a great comments, Marco. Bonjour fit very well with the New York Calendars. Like, this is really good comments about that one over there.
Good size.
Yeah. I like that one over there. We never talk about this, but it's a really good one. Would like to sleep is in the house. Thanks so much to be with us. And that will be top anyway. So yeah, that's a great comments, Mr. Natap. And then we go through the everything for the any other things. Anything you want to add for what we talked tonight? I think we did pretty good. 3:55 to go. Krakens 5-4. Less than 1 minute to go. It's 3-3. The Canucks and the Sharks, Mr. Natap. And the game, Senator Kings start at 10:30 right now.
Did you say the Kraken are ahead or are they tied?
Kraken 5-4.
5-4. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Yes, Randy. Lane is signing a big contract over there.
It's going to be hard to move that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to move that.
Yeah. But I think if you can add a good center over there, that would be something you have to consider at some point. We'll be interested with that. You have a couple of players they have to get moved. But again, I think we did overall the league tonight. I think it was pretty good. We talk about the Montreal Canadiens. And then we have a good shot at Bedard. You talk about Anaheim is on top. Another team have a lot of prospect over there. And I think there will be a team going to sell some players. I would not be surprised at the trade deadline. Like Adam and Renke could be another one. Ken Silverberg, it could be another one. Can get out over there. Glenberg's another one. Possibly Shattenkirk. Some dead players around the league. I would be surprised. John Gibson could be another one. John Gibson is one. He struggles in the last 2-3 years. And I think Anaheim with the new GM, Pat Verbeek, and you add them with already they have McDavid, Zegras, Troy Terry. You had a Bedard and Fantilli over there, and they already have a couple of prospects in the organization lower. I think that thing could be better in the next 2-3 years, maybe 4.
Yeah, I don't share that same optimism with Anaheim. I just don't. I mean, besides 2 or 3 that are on the team right now, I just don't see that same projection towards the future. I would have to look at their farm system to see what they have.
They have a lot. Like, if you think about they pick up all the.
A lot of prospects.
They pick up at the trade that last year 3 pick. They get the Lamoureux and those kind of players they got on the QM last season. They big another defenseman Warren. I think is another one over there. I just want to give you a little bit a better list of what they have as the
chances are they'll probably lose Gibson as well. I know.
You have Nathan Gaucher missing out that center, 19 years old. That's a pretty good one over there.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
All right. Jacob Perreault is a one a little bit late, but he's still not bad. Another player we don't talk is Sasha Pastujov. Is a play junior. He's 18, 19 years old this year. It's another one over there. And they have Lamoureux Dinassin contract over there. I think it's Lamoureux. Possibly Lamoureux is with Arizona. Then the defenseman they got, Mr. Nartap, Pavel Mitchikov. That's another one. We don't talk about the defenseman Owen Zellweger, one of the best defensemen in the WHL. Play with a Everett silver stick. So they have, it's not a bad thing. Okay. They have 2 good defensemen at long term already with Jimmy Trestel. That's give them a big lower defenseman like the Ottawa Senator. And the forward I just mentioned to you, I think Nathan Gaucher will be at the bottom 6 over there. for them. And you add right now a Bedard and Fantilli with already they have with Terry and then Zegras, McDavid. We talk about three young players over under
Yeah, they're
23
great.
years old.
Yeah. I'd forgotten some of those. I stand corrected. They do have some good prospects there to work with.
Yeah, King Gamer. So, what do you think the shot could get Timo Meyer if they clean the house? Yep, that's the one over there. Timo Meyer will be on that one. There. Nicola, have a good night, buddy. Thanks to be with us tonight. And I'm top 5 pipeline in NHL. Make their wishes the bees. So, Gishan, I said he doesn't want to leave Anaheim. Yeah, honestly, yeah, Kakonen standing on his head in the last 10 seconds for what he said, Mr. King of Gamer. And then we are right now in overtime over there.
Yeah.
So that's what we get, Mr. Tap. Anything you want to add before we hit the quiz tonight?
No, that's a great synopsis of everything. That's good, Coach.
Sound good to me. We can go to the quiz. Do you want to play alone or you want to play with people?
Whatever you want, Coach. I could even leave if there's more people that
no, but I will want to keep you in the house about this. I just don't have the link with me right now. Yes, I could have the link. Hey, that's smart. I can do this now. Hold on, Mr. I can do this. Copy. The link, guys, if you want to join us for the quiz, you copy this link here. That's funny. I can do that. I love it.
Did it come up?
Yep. It should be right there.
There it is. Okay.
I show at 2 plays on the Facebook and on the YouTube channel, so that's pretty cool. Doug Trestle to the Ducks about that one over there. So, yeah. So, if you want to join up, we have 2 open spots over there. 1, 2, and 3. We have 3 more spots. Here we go. We have RJ Calabo is going to join us, Mr. Nartap. RJ, welcome aboard. Thanks to be with the Hockey Nation show tonight. RJ.
Hello. How you guys doing?
Great.
Hi, RJ.
2 more spots. I don't know. William wants to join us. Nick wants to join us. Marco, anybody else? We open up 2 more spots before we start the 5 question. Really interesting question. The last one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Hold on. I don't know. They resume back and forth all the time. So anyhow, Mr. Nata, we're going to start without other players. Does it make sense?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Until we get resume out, we'll see if the people are coming back in the house. Good evening. Luciano is in the house. I'm Dumad.
Oh, take a nice score.
Vancouver score. Mr. Enatap and RJ. Here we go. Since how many players have a hat trick and finish with a -2 and worse in the same game? How many players did it, Mr. Enatap, and finish with -2 and the worse in the same game since 2011? No, 2011. 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8 players.
Oh, wow. That's going back.
A Kusmako score, by the way. Nicolas still with us. Nicolas go all on. We're going to get that one. Nicolas go with B. We got C with Chicago. D run with Kings. B Jose Alexander D. William Snyder D. Thanks so much, everybody. And then we have other people. No. That's pretty much what we got so far. Let's go with Mr. Natap.
Yeah, since it's 2011, we're talking quite a number of years here. So even if there was a couple, one every year, it's got to be a higher number. I'm going to go with 7.
7 for D. All right. RJ.
Yeah.
I take C, 6.
RJ, go with 6 for that one over there. I just try to see if we have other people. Oh, we have other people, Mr. Natap. We have Real Deal, go with A. Randy Walkman, go with B. King of Gamer, go with C. Here we go, guys. We have a few of you have a winner tonight. Oh, my God! The first one, guys, is D. Like Natap said, 7 are the number of that one over there. William Snyder, Alexandre Maillard, and Jose Eduardo, I believe. With NRTAP, all the winner about this one over there. I just want to go reconfirm with Jose. No, not Jose Duarte. It's Alexandre Nayer, William Snyder, and Ron with King. So I apologize. It was the wrong moderator, Mr. NRTAP. So it was round 20. Got that one there. Congratulations. Oh my God. Question number 2. Game with 2 points and more. Who is the last player from the Dallas to do it? Jacob Robinson have 2 point and more. Who is the last player from the Dallas to do it? Because I know what's going on, Mr. Natap.
You're missing some. Oh, okay. I was about to say, didn't it happen the other night?
Something was going on right now. So Jacob Robinson have a streak of 3 games with 2 points. That makes more sense, right? And more. Who is the last player from Dallas to do it? Madano, Zubov, Morrow, All or Ciccarelli. Here we go.
Oh, wow.
I know we have something was wrong on that one. Hold on. Oh, we have here. King of Gamer say William said yes. Nicholas said E. Ciccarelli. Ron Ciccarelli. All for Chicago Blackhawks. We have Alexandre Maillard with C. Thanks so much. Alexandre Maillard. William Snyder with A. Thanks so much. Randy, go with A. Jose Duarte with E. Do I need someone? Real Deal, go with B. Thanks so much about that one over there. And we have King of Gamer with A. Thanks so much, Mr. RJ.
I take. Let's go with B.
Zubov. Thanks so much. And our tap.
Yeah, I'll go with B as well. I think it is Zubov.
Zubov. All right. What would be your second option, Mr. Natap?
Yeah, I was thinking about Hull, but that seems a little bit too obvious.
All right. So it would be your third option.
Cicerelli.
Cicerelli. What would be your fourth option?
Madano.
You got it. It takes 4 times to get a good answer, Mr. Natap. And King of Gamer and Ron and Ryan, and Randy Walkman got that one over there. And William Snyder take the lead, guys, at 2-2 so far. Oh my God! Congratulations. Here we go. Number 3. I have to cut this a little bit too far tonight. Okay. I did not look about this. Sidney Crosby have a 3-point assist with a goal-winning game, Mr. Natap. How many players did it in this millennium so far? A game with 3 assists and a goal-winning game. About that one, Mr. Natap. 8 of them, 9 of them, 10, 11, or 12. Here we go. Chicago, go with B. Thanks so much, Mr. Chicago. The Kraken went 5-4, Mr. Natap.
Nice.
Nicolas, go with C. They are the 2 answers. Ron, we can go with A. Thanks so much. We're going to wait for other people. Mr. Natap, who's coming? Alexandre Maillard, go with B. Thanks so much, Alexandre Maillard. Alexandre is 1-2 so far. William D. André Robert, welcome back, André Robert. Don't forget, guys, to click on the likes. Go with B. Anybody else? We have King of Gamer, go with D. Randy Walkman, go with D. Then we have a Real Deal Prim, go with C. Mr. Natap.
Again, it's in the millennium, so it's got to be a higher number, I believe. It's between D and E for me. I'm going to go with D, 11.
11 for D for Mr. Enata. What about you, RG?
I take E12.
12. You go with big number about that one there. All right. RG, what would be your second option?
The C10.
10 for C. Well, we have to go with your third option. I believe it will be the best one.
B9.
9. But we have to go with 4 option, Mr. RJ.
A8.
Well, you got it, RJ, with a fourth time. You got that one over there. Jose said D about this. So on that one, guys,
I'm shocked.
only one got that one over there. Rob Run with Kings 20 is the only one with A, guys, and take the lead, tie the lead with William Snyder. William Snyder was said D about that one. So that's what we got, guys, after 3. Dun, 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 dun. From the question number 3, which player from this list did not do 3 assists with a goal-winning game? Joe Sakic, Shane Down, Artemi Panarin, Brett Marchand, or Leon Tressadol, Mr. Enartap? I cannot get a shootout real deal. Evan Oxford cannot win this. Who on this list did not have 3 assists with a goal-winning game? We know they have 8 of them win that one. Who did it? Chicago with Panarin. He did not do this from Chicago Bear. Nicolas go with Panarin. Nicolas de Gobi. But no. Wait for other answer. Ron, we can go with E. Thanks so much. We have a little bit slow on the answer. B for Jose Eduardo in our tap.
Oh, me again?
Yep.
I will go with Brad Marchand.
Brad Marchand. André Robert go with B. Shane Down. William Snyder go with B. Sean Down. What about Real? Robbie McDavid. Robbie said, hey, Joe Sakic. Cam Gamer go with Marchand. RJ.
I take D.
B. All right. Let me fix my pen here for RJ. Go with B. All right. Real Deal, go with E. Thanks so much, Real Deal. And Mr. Nartap, your second option.
Joe Sakic?
Joe Sakic for A. Mr. Nartap, what would be your third option? Panarin. So far, so good. But what will be your fourth option, Mr. Nartap?
Oh my gosh, Leon Draisaitl. I just thought it was too obvious.
You guys, you're very good. We have 4 answers of those questions. It's Leon Draisaitl and Mr. Real Deal. Finally got a point right there. And Ron with Kings take the lead at 3, guys. Great performance of Mr. Real Deal. About Randy, who said B for Sean Down. So that's what about number 4 question, guys. 1 more to go. Only 1 to go. Can we score here? RJ04.
Okay.
Here we go.
Oh, shout out to that.
Now we're going to take a time on that one, guys. It takes a lot of understanding. So be careful. And the NHL history between the Devils and the Whalers, the referee and the one linesman did not show up for the beginning of the game. Both teams used 1 player as a linesman. One of them is Gary Howard. Who was the another one? Ron Francis, Mikey Volkan, Ken Danico, Dan Evison, or the goaltender Mike Liot. Who was the linesman at that game between the Devils and the Whalers? Good luck, everybody. There we go. B, Chicago. Thanks so much. Alexandre, I'll go with Mike Litt. E. Alexandre scored the first of the night, then was quiet. Won the contest the last time. We see who we have other question, other answer. Nicolas de Gaubibo knows D. Dean Avison, coach of the Minnesota Wild. Oh, let's go quick now. William Snyder said D. We have Robbie McDavid go with B. E, Real Deal. Jose Duarte go with B. Randy Walkman go with D. King of Gamer go with B. And we have Mr. RJ.
I take A.
Ron Francis, thanks so much. And our tap.
I'm gonna go with just because I don't even know him. B, Mickey Vulcan.
Mickey Vulcan. All right, Mr. Nartap.
I don't know who he is.
You got it, Mr. Nartap. Is Mickey Vulcan. It was a linesman for the team. The referee guy show up at the second period, and the player come back to play the game. By the way, Michael Vulcan removed Ron Francis at the center for the face-off at some point. And there was in 1983. That's what happening, Mr. Nartap. But we have one winner tonight. One with Kings. 20 is the winner of the contest tonight competition for the Run with Kings. But Mr. Nartap finished with 2 tonight. And many other with 2 good answer. And RJ was shut down tonight. 0 and 5. Thanks so much, RJ, to be with us tonight. We appreciate it a lot. And keep going what you're doing every night, Mr. RJ. We'll see you tomorrow night again.
That's fun.
Toronto.
Take care, RJ.
The Toronto and the Detroit Red Wings, RJ, tomorrow night. Mr. Nartap, that's conclude our show tonight. We want to appreciate you about the show we did tonight together. I think it was very fun. A lot of good fun subject. A lot of participation in the chat. And I forgot to, I knew I was something I forgot, Mr. Nartap. We're going to talk next time. Who do you trade? Sean Monahan, Joanne Manson, Josh Anderson. Forgot that one where it was a little bit higher on my prediction, but it will be all right. Next time we're going to talk about this. Anything you want to add, Mr. Nartap, before you come back tomorrow night for the warm-up show?
No, just unfortunately Canada came down on the short end of the soccer game today. For me, it's still great. They scored their first World Cup goal. That was a great feat. Hopefully they come back strong in the third game, which doesn't mean much, but it's good for their character building. And I don't know if I was the coach of Canada, whether I would have gone the route that they did and gave the other team some bulletin board material like they did. It seemed to motivate Croatia. But in the end, congratulations to Canada.
By the way, Mr. Nartap, do you want to finish the show with the good news?
Sure. Let's do it.
What kind of news you would like to hear?
That I won my fantasy matchup this week.
By 0.6 so far.
Yes. I was down by 10 points. Yes.
You're coming back right now with 0.6, and I'm dominate me by 7 point something, 0.9 right now. So I should be fine. I think I should be fine. We never know. I still have 3 players coming anyway. I think so. I'll be fine about that one there. So it'll be for the first time it says that I'm going to win 2 times. Honestly, I'm done. Yeah, no player anymore that can play for him. I still have 3 players right now play. So I'm going to be good for this week, Mr. Nartap. So that's concluded another show, Mr. Nartap. Before we want to thank you again for your participation tonight. I can't wait to see everybody back with us next time. But we want to remind everybody, you are awesome.
What if I open my soul?
Amazing. You are the best. And remember, you have greatness inside of you. You have greatness inside of you, Mr. Nartap. Every time you show up here inside this building, we have a pretty good turnover tonight. We thanks a lot of people, Zev Lekav, and many others. There was the end of the Thanksgiving for all the peers back home. Be safe, be careful, and I can wait to see you tomorrow night, Mr. Natap, 6 o'clock p.m. for another warm-up show, another week in front of us. Hopefully we have a better week. We struggled last week.
We did, but we aim to be better.
Always, that's the beauty of warm-up. We always come back to be better every single night.
Absolutely.
All right, Mr. Natap, have an amazing, great night. Be well, be healthy. Find a way not only dominate your day, find a way to dominate the second half of what? He left the building. He was said 2022. Don't forget, please, to click on the like. Thank you so much, all the moderators of the Hockey National Show. You are the reason why this channel is the best on YouTube channel. The people in the chat, the moderator. We appreciate each one of you. And thanks again, and have an amazing, great last week of November, guys. We are 1 month of the Christmas. That's coming very soon. Have an amazing, great night, everybody. We love you, people. See you, Nicolas. Thank you, Andre. Good night, Chicago. And after that, said 2022. Nicolas, good night. Andre Robert, thanks so much, my friend. LJ, always a pleasure having you aboard. Jose Duarte, Ron with Kings. Mr. Robbie McNavid said C. Then we have William Snyder, Alexandre Mayer. Thanks so much. Randy Walkman, King of Gamer. Real deal, always with us. Thanks so much. Don't forget tomorrow night, guys. The game between the Toronto versus Detroit Red Wings tomorrow night. Oh. Booyah!